Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 179 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh. Today we've got a great show in store for you. We've got a really great house that we just listed up in Melissa, and then we're going to take a look at Phillip Tilger's home down in Lake Highlands.
Mm-hmm. And they're both beautiful properties. Blah, 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 blah. And in our second segment today, we're going to talk about how to be a really, we're calling it a buyer warrior, because it is how to be prepared to get your offer accepted.
And I think it's really important because I feel like there is so much of that we see with our clients. And so I know that that's kind of a common thread that more and more agents are having, especially because interest rates went up yesterday.
Yep, market has slowed a bit. It's interesting that I feel like there's still buyers that want to be in that lower end. The like first time home buyer market is the biggest market out there.
Right.
And I still feel like there's a lot of buyers out there in that. There's just not inventory for them. Move up buyers don't seem to be quite as
correct
anxious now. I'm sure they'll still be out there, but they're just not as anxious.
They kind of already have that first house under them. They've got the money, the funds coming in, so it's a little less of like this challenge or the unknown. So you're right. And then the higher end market has no problem right now.
Absolutely.
It's moving very briskly.
Still lots of cash in the market.
There is. Goodness. Everybody, I think if I had a nickel for every time somebody said, when is this going to cool off? I'd retire because we don't know, but we have seen a little bit of, like you were saying, a little bit of reprieve. I think we were talking to Scott Carnes the other day, ran into him out and about, and he said that he was able to show 5 condos in one setting. And in today's market, being able to show 5 listings that are available, it's amazing. Things have moved in a little bit, which is nice. So we'll see how much more that continues. How was your weekend?
Mine was good. Let's see, Friday night I went out to some friend's house and my friend Rick's house, and we watched basketball and had lots of good food. He's such a great cook and he's such a generous guy, and it's always fun to go out there. We used to go to happy hour every Friday. There was this group of 10 or 15, 20, maybe 20 of us sometimes that would meet, and then COVID hit and that all stopped. And so once things began to loosen up a little bit, we've now gotten into the habit where somebody hosts every Friday night.
That is really nice.
It all moves around, and it's just a lot of fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I played around in the studio this weekend, and I just called it my weekend of mess. I didn't really accomplish much. I learned what not to do, I think, more than I actually learned what to do. So.
And what color was that you were working with?
That wasn't a color. That was just mold.
Blue. What I saw was bright blue.
It was bright blue. It was that 2-part silicone mold, and I just keep trying. So one day, who knows, it'll happen.
Okay, let's jump into Market Watch.
All right, let's take a look. So in the last 7 days in Dallas County, things didn't change a terrible amount. So coming soon, homes that aren't on the market, realtors are given about 30 days to bring these on. It's not something that you see often. It's not required to be used. So it's just kind of an interesting indicator of where the market is. So we're down 5%, down to 100. And then if we slide over and we look at what's new. So what just came on the market in the last 7 days, and that is up 4% to 413, which is really great. Love to see that number double, maybe even triple one day. And then option period. So this is once both sides of the party have agreed to all the terms within the contract, and it is now in the option period. And so that is down 16%, 326. Now take in mind that we are also comparing to the end of last month, and the end of last month is notoriously much busier. So that kind of does make that number not quite so legitimate.
And then pendings are up 14%. There were 319 new pending properties in Dallas County. The solds were down by 17% last week, which is down to 390. That is, again, kind of misleading if you've watched before. We talk about the fact that most properties close toward the end of the month.
Correct.
And so, if you were to see that month on a bar chart, you'd see, day by day, it grows toward the end of the month and then it drops way off on the first.
So lots of good information. One of the things that we always like to point out is that This is actually all of Dallas, but one of the things that we can do that really helps buyers and sellers is actually zero in. So we can look at it by geo-fencing, we can do zip code, we can do subdivision, and all these elements can be sent to you in real time so that you get notification, but it helps you get a working history of what's important.
Sure does.
And that might be one of the things we talk about in the second segment about knowing what's happening.
Might be.
All right. So let's take a look at the first house. Which one is that going to be, Jeff?
First house today is 2714 Willow Lane. And this is a house in Melissa, Texas. Super, super great location. Backs up right to one of the premier elementary schools there. Great access to Highway 121. If you are someone that really does not want to live in the core of the city and all of the hubbub that goes along with that, this is a really wonderful opportunity to purchase a 2-year-old home that has great access to 75, great access to 121. You could be at a casino in Oklahoma probably in 45 minutes.
That is interesting. I did not even think about that. So when we look at this, do you still consider Willow Lane, would this still be an exurb, or is this actually a suburb now?
It's really an exurb.
It is an
It
exurb
really is,
for another 30 days.
It's another, yeah, exactly. It's really, it's kind of the third ring out, I think.
It really is, but it's a great area. And one of the things that we don't always get to talk about when we talk about elements around are so much outdoor space. And so one of the things that we saw was that Natural Springs Park is just to the north of this. This is a really great area. It looks like they've got some great little hikes that are off of the cement trail. There is a pond, I believe you can fish, and there is a dog park. So these are really great elements that kind of help solidify a community. If you think back to in Dallas, we've got the Mockingbird dog park, and it's so popular. So really great way to get out and get some fresh air and exercise. I know in the past 2 years, this place was probably used so much.
Also near there is the Slater Creek Disc Golf Course. And this is, if you're into Frisbee golf, that's what they call disc golf. So it is, I've played it a couple of times, and it's just not my game because I don't practice enough with Frisbees. But from what I understand, this is really a nicely laid out, nicely patterned course.
Isn't one of our clients is actually going to the
World Frisbee Finals.
World Frisbee Finals.
Or tournament, excuse me.
Can't wait to hear how she does. Very exciting. And then last, what we're going to talk about is the historic downtown Mckinney, because one of the things about downtown Mckinney is really come into its own probably within the last 10 years. And you see a lot more of that hometown feel that we see so many elements that remind us of a time gone. Cobblestone streets, you can see that the buildings are not super tall. They just take a lot more pride, and it allows them to have a really great backdrop when they create these festivals that happen downtown. And I do also believe that the Plano Balloon Festival is in and around this area as well.
Just south of there, yes.
So it's a really great way to kind of get a vibe. It does actually have like an old West Texas feel to it. So it's a great place. Take a look at this. Tons of restaurants have just shown up. So it has a really new feel, and I think it's given a lot of extra to that part of town.
I do. And you remember the man we talked about last week that made the custom Murphy beds?
Yeah.
His store was in downtown Plano right there on the square.
Hey, isn't Homeology in downtown McKinney, or is that Frisco?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's a great place. Check it out and let us know what you think.
So 2714 Willow Lane is a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage home. It's about 2,200 square feet. It was built 2 years ago by Geehan Homes, post-tension slab, which is truly important. And it's just such a great layout for a single-story 5-bedroom house.
It really is. And one of the great things about this home is that it has this nice, clean entry. As you see here, they've done a great job with highlighting arts and books in this area. One of the interesting things is the way that they've trayed the ceiling. And you step right into this very open floor plan. And the kitchen, the way that it is set up, is perfect. It is truly the heart of the home.
It really is. Quartz countertops, undermount sink, gas appliance or range in the kitchen, all stainless steel appliance package. It really is move-in ready.
And I love the fact that they were thinking enough to give this the overhang, so it is an eat-in kitchen. Plus, you still have the dining room that you can see there to the left. Great light. And as you see here, this is just at that entry area, and this is the utility room. Plenty of room for a good sized gun safe or a hanging drying area. As you come back here, you pitch and you see how wide this is. Vaulted ceilings make this really great as well. And again, the tones and the way that they've worked it, the backsplash in the kitchen don't compete with what's in the front in the living room. What I did think was really important is that they've used plank wood flooring throughout this area. Just really creates a clean and harmonious area.
Yeah, the bedrooms, I think, are the only thing that have carpet in them. These are 10-foot ceilings throughout, which really, really give it great volume. Lots of additional light, windows everywhere. This is the master bedroom, which is on the rear of the home. Double door entry into the master bath there. And as we swing around, you could see how it's got kind of a bayed window area that would be a great sitting area. Use the dressing mirror like this owner does. And then as you step into the master bath, you've got double, not only double sinks, but double vanities as well.
Correct. And it is one of the things that I like about this is that this master bedroom bathroom combination is set to the back of the house. So it does separate you from the other 4 bedrooms, which is a really, it's a touch that I like. And so what we're going to do now is the bedrooms, there's 4, they're clustered 2 and 2. And so on one side, this is the front half. Again, bayed ceilings. She uses this as her office. And then there's a bathroom that separates. And then this is your second bedroom. Again, this is, I believe, on the south side of the house. And it is a really great area. Again, now we're going to pitch. We'll look at the other bedroom. And this is on the opposite side. And so it's really great way if you work from home and have others that are sleeping, you can keep that separated. And I think that was really important in the way that this floor plan lays out.
I think it works really well if you really need a 3-bedroom home, but you need 2 separate offices.
Exactly.
It is just perfect for that.
And yes, and you would see it when you would walk in, but it does make sense. It felt so much bigger than 2,200 square feet. I was shocked that it was 2,200 square feet.
Yeah. Backyard, 6-foot privacy fence all the way around, big covered patio space, and again, just absolutely move-in ready.
So this is 2714 Willow Lane, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage. Built in 2020, comes with all those energy efficiency features, just at 2,200 square feet, and is priced at $499. And so that comes in just over 280 a square foot. And so what we do is we actually, in the comments, we're going to take and give you a link so that you can click on that, scroll through it, share it with somebody who might be looking in that area, look at the pictures, zoom in, zoom out on that map so you know what's near and what's important to you. But if you want to see it, let us know. We can make that happen. Plus, this Sunday, it'll be open from 1 to 3, and we'd love for you to swing by and take a look at it.
Love to see you.
Yep.
Yep. That West Texas coming out.
Sure was. Dang right.
So our second home today is 9908 Larchbrook Drive. And this is in the heart of Lake Highlands. We've sold so many homes in Lake Highlands, and we have never had anyone who has moved over there and been unhappy with it.
We sold just on the other side of the street from here, and it is, and to this day, I think they've been in there 8 years, and they have no inkling they're ever leaving. It is just a really easy place to live. This one right here, because it's Audelia and Walnut, you have really good north-south and east-west. So whether you're headed to Northwest Highway or over 75, you have multiple ways to get there. Head a little further north and you jump on 635 and just be anywhere you want to in the matter of about 20 minutes.
This is also about a half a mile from the DART rail station that runs right through the intersection there of Skillman and Walnut Hill. Great shopping there. There's a CVS nearby. There is the Mckinney there. There's is it 24-hour fitness or LA Fitness?
LA.
It's one LA Fitness gym that's within a half a mile of it. Again, super access, as Weston said. If you're a cyclist, this also is a great starting and ending point. If you want to cycle down to White Rock Lake, do the 9.2 miles all the way around the lake, and then you've probably got another 3 miles each direction from the house.
Now, when you're done cycling around the lake, I know you're going to be thirsty. And so at Lake Ridge Village Shopping Center, there is a really great place called Vector Brewing Company.
Oh, I've been there.
It is walking distance from this house. And so it's a really great idea that this was just, if you're not a beer drinker, they have tons of wine, Spanish, French, red, white. And then they have a light board menu that you'd be happy to eat at.
It's really good. And the service was fantastic. We had got in there one afternoon, and our friends group had, and there were probably, I don't know, probably 15 of us. And we were sitting outside on the patio at one of the picnic tables, and we'd been there a good couple hours. We get together and we hang around.
Sure.
And the owners came outside, or whomever it was, manager maybe, and said, to our group, I am so sorry, but we're closing this part of the patio because we have a private group coming. If, and this was during COVID, so everybody was trying to stay outside. And he said, I will be happy to pick up picnic tables and move them over here to this other area for you if y'all want to stay.
Wow.
And it was just like, really having somebody do that just really made a difference.
So the question is, did you stay?
We didn't. We were kind of wrapping up anyway, but it was just kind of the perfect way to wrap that up. One of our other favorite places to go is the Alamo Draft House right there at Lake Highlands, and we're another friends group place that we love to spend time at.
Absolutely.
The bar there is fantastic to go hang out at before the movie and hang out at after the movie to kind of
discuss
do your review. Yeah,
exactly. Do your Siskel and Ebert thing right there. It's a great place. Now, last but not least, we're going to talk about Topgolf, and I really have to give everybody a little heads up on Topgolf. It has become so popular, and I don't know if it's just because of the season. I don't know if it's because everybody is like free to move about the country, but you need to make reservations and do it probably 5 to 7 days before you actually want to go out there. I was shocked that I was 3 days ahead, and I could only get a tee time for 11:30 at night on a Friday night. And
they have batting cages there too.
We've done that.
Yeah, we've gone out there to the batting cage, and again, you've got to reserve those, but. There's just not a lot of places with batting cages anymore.
Nope. And if you're not into swinging a driver, they also have a mini golf course, a little putt-putt for the kids. So great place to hang out. Again, we've done several events there, and they always take really good care of everyone there.
So 9908 Larchbrook Drive is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, about 2,500 square feet, priced at $729,000. Really amazing drive-up appeal on this one.
I loved when we pulled up to this house because I thought these ranches that are at that 2,500 square feet, I think that they are that sweet spot of where so many people want to be. It's a great place if you are moving out of uptown and the apartment life. This is a really good first step into it. Yard is not too much that you'll be overwhelmed. The condition of this house was really great. I approve. The windows were done, so that is one element of the heavy lifting. There's no design elements that you need to do. The trim is right. The hardware on the doors is right. The paint is right. The ceiling fans is right. So we're talking about a move-in product.
Really, yes, absolutely. I love the wood floor they chose to go with this. It's that wide plank, white cedar.
They nailed it.
That is just perfection in the way, kind of taking a traditional home and making it feel a bit more modern without destroying any of the elements.
Exactly. And they've done a great job of bringing in a lot of natural light with the skylights and with the windows. The paint is perfect. You can see that the lowers are deeper shade than the walls. The room in this space is also a lighter, I'm going to call it agreeable gray, even though I know it's not. One of the things we thought was a really smart space user is there where the utility room is, there's also a half bath. So it's a really good combination, not fully dedicated to either. It's a really great hybrid.
It really is. And having the separate utility room is really important to so many people.
Yep.
This is the master bedroom. They've done a really great job with keeping it simple. They've again carried that same gray into here, but they've gone lighter in the bathroom with the subway tile, the marble countertop, undermount sink, the dark fixtures in it, which I think just gives it a really nice pop.
And when you're renovating a smaller bathroom like this, you do not need a tub. This is a perfect example of going without a tub and it not diminishing the value of the home or why somebody would not want to buy this house. Great walk-in closet. I believe there are 2 in the master bedroom, which is really a treat. When you're coming from uptown living. This is bedroom 2 in here. And again, you can see good size. They've got room for a full bed, 2 nightstands, 1 rocker, and a crib. So you know that you've got plenty of space in here.
And here's your hall bath that would be for the other two bedrooms. Again, marble countertop. I think that is a floating vanity. And then this is the little dressing area that they used to create. outside of that bathroom. So if one person was in the bathroom, the other one could still get ready.
Yep. And then you can see here they've got the smaller toddler room. I have to say they've done a great job of using the right size and scale, because that room had a desk and it had a bed. So kudos to that. You have a covered patio right here. They've done, again, outdoor seating, lighting, TV. It works. And then you get a pool.
Yeah, pool, fenced off, great pergola out there. Really, really well done. Sometimes these houses that we talked about, the driveway that comes around the back of the house, this is one of those that I think they've done a really good job of marrying the backyard still with the back of the home.
I agree. And it is one of those houses that just about has everything in it. It is so important, I feel like, in today's market to be able to find something that is move-in ready. And this just had everything that you would want.
It is. So it's 9908 Larchbrook Drive. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, built in 1962. It's about 1,900 square feet, and it is priced at $729,000.
That is correct.
Okay, and that is, I think, $286 a square foot. And we want to say thank you to Phillip Tilger for letting us talk about his home today. If you have any questions or want to see more pictures, you can click on the links below. If you'd like to see this home, certainly reach out to us. We would be happy to show it to you. And with that, we'll be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com, where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the second segment of episode 179, Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm episode 179?
That's right.
Okay. I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh. And today we are going to talk about how to be a buyer warrior, because this market is not for the faint of heart.
It is not. It is the market that is still very active in most price points, and there are ways that you can make yourself stand out in the marketplace. And so we wanted to go over a few of those ways that we help our buyers.
Right.
If you're ready to buy a home, you're thinking about it, please give us a call. We'd be happy to help you with that.
And this buyer warrior, there are elements where you can be a warrior prior and you can be a warrior during. And so let's start off with what you need to do before you're under contract, because I feel like this is where we are in a proactive state. And this is when you're in your gathering mode.
Yeah, I would agree. One of the things that we always talk to our clients about initially is get to know the areas well. And it is a matter of driving the neighborhoods, driving the areas that you want. We're happy to tell you, if you're new to the market
Right.
here, we're happy to tell you about different sections of town. But because many times you're going to be making a kind of a split decision
In this market.
You really need to know what those neighborhoods are and what they're about, and if schools are important to you, or if grocery stores are important to you, or whatever it is, know the areas.
And we can help by setting up the portal that'll give you the comp data. So knowing what something is coming on the market, when it goes pending, and what it sells for, we've got that handled. But it's actually you getting in the car and knowing what that commute time is and what is acceptable to you and what's your furthest and what you can handle. The other thing too is to drive it in the evenings, because this is when people come home from work, and see how friendly people are. Do they wave when you drive by? Do they stare? Are there kids just playing in the street? And that's one of the things that's important to you, because you've got some that'll do the same thing.
Yeah, the open houses are a really good way to learn about neighborhoods. I feel like there's not as many open houses now, so your selection of them won't be as great, but
Right.
the ones that are there are still going to be a really good opportunity for you to be able to learn about the neighborhood. You were talking about the commute. I know there have been probably a dozen of our clients that lived in somewhere close to the urban market
Yeah.
and have decided they're going to move to Frisco or they want to move to Plano. And, you know, one of the things that we say is drive out there at 5 o'clock on a Friday. Just drive out to that neighborhood, leave your office and drive out there and make sure that you're comfortable doing that, because, you know, there are times where they make that decision and they call us a year later and they're like, what am I doing?
Yep. We had clients that moved from Phoenix here, and they had remembered when they had lived in Dallas prior 9-10 years ago that the commute wasn't as bad. And so she kept saying, I think that we can live in Allen and he can commute into Walnut Hill. So I made sure that we were coming back from Allen about 5 o'clock. And when we got onto 75 and kind of were coming down that hill, she's like, what is that? And I was like, that's the commute.
Here it is.
We ex-nayed that immediately.
The second thing that you can do to make yourself stand out is if you don't have a big bag of money waiting to buy your house with, you're probably going to have to get financing. And getting pre-approved, and I'm using a specific word in that, pre-approved
Right.
for your mortgage is incredibly important. And what that means is really the lender has taken you through the entire underwriting process and you are credit approved for that home, subject to nothing changing between the day you go under contract and the day you close. At that point, all that's got to happen is the appraisal on the property, the inspection on the property, the title work on the property. It's all on the property at that point.
Absolutely. One of the other things too that your lender can do while they're doing this in conjunction is provide you with a schedule of what interest rates are going to do at the different price points, so that you know what 550 looks like at 5%, 5.5%, and 6%. And you can do that. Probably, I would say the jump would be 4, 5, and 600,000. Space that out so that you can know. We did have clients that we were showing the other day that just in the short amount of time that we've been showing them, 4 months, things have drastically changed on them. So get that knowledge, get it, and understand it.
The third thing is to set a budget. And, you know, with what Weston was just talking about, it's a really good way to know what those are going to be. Be sure to, when you're calculating your property taxes for either escrows or even just to have the knowledge of what your annual taxes are, calculate them based on the most recent tax rate,
Right.
contrasted with the purchase price of the property, because you may be buying a property that has not been brought up to market value for taxation purposes in many, many years. And once that transaction takes place, the Central Appraisal District, in many cases, will move you very close to what that sales price was.
Yep.
So it's the issue that a lot of people that purchased new build products had several years ago, where lenders were qualifying them based upon what the current taxes were. Well, the current taxes were for an undeveloped piece of land.
The unimproved tax value.
The next year, you know, your value might go from $100,000 to $600,000, and instantly you're, you know, a couple of $1,000s behind in your property taxes, and that's not a fun position to be in.
And it usually happens quicker when you use the new home lenders, the new home construction, the new home builders, lender, and title company, because they are moving it down the road.
They are.
They move it.
Also, there are a couple of different ways to be super creative. Like if you've got access to your 401k, that is a really good resource for you to be able to pull a down payment out of, to pull some extra money out of. You can borrow it against your 401k in many cases, and there's not the penalty of withdrawal, but you are required to pay it back. And you're also qualified for the mortgage based upon that additional payment every month as well. But if you reach out to Jeremy, and there is a really cool scenario that he and I've talked about, where a person can pay cash for a property and then instantly refinance that property. There are some restrictions around that Jeremy will need to talk to you about, but that is, I think, a golden way if you've got good assets in your 401k.
Right.
It's a good way to look like a cash buyer and be a cash buyer.
And one of the other things that we've seen quite often now is when there are family members that actually create a family mortgage for you. And so you do have access to the cash. You can do that family mortgage where it's for 2-3 years, or immediately do like what Jeff said and go back out and refinance that. But it is one way to get in front of sellers as a cash, which moves you to the top of the pile almost
It does.
instantly.
We've had several clients where either mom and dad or grandma and grandpa are providing the cash for the purchase of the property, but they want the property to go into the son or daughter or grandson, granddaughter's name. And what they will do to make sure that the IRS is happy about it is the IRS only allows you to give each family member $14,000 a year. And so they can't give them $300,000 for a house without that becoming a taxable event.
Right.
And so they'll create the mortgage. They may make it with, they have to have a, I forget what the IRS term is. They have to have a nominal interest rate, meaning a competitive, a legitimate interest rate. There could be no payments required on it. And at, every year, a single person, the grandmother, grandfather, or whomever could knock $14,000 off the value of that mortgage and have it and not be a taxable event. If that person is married, they can also give $14,000 to that person's spouse.
Interesting. Huh. What it would be like to have grandparents like that.
Yeah, we're not that lucky. We just have to structure
We just
it.
guide you. We just guide you. Also, during the contract, we can go into the due diligence period is the option period. And this is actually when you're able to do a full maintenance and engineer if need be. Also, during the mechanical inspection, there'll be other items that get called out, which could be plumbing, HVAC, electrical. And that's when you really get to do your due diligence to make sure that house is in the condition that you're comfortable with, given the price point that you're paying for it.
Yeah. And, we have, fortunately, we have some really good inspectors that we work with that allow us the privilege of when we feel like we've got something coming together, we can make a call to one of them or two of them and say, can you pencil us in, and they do that. On our side of the fence, we've got to let them know right away we got it or right away we didn't get it, because we're not the only agents they're doing that for. But we do have the opportunity and the resources to be able to make that happen very quickly.
Yep. And last but not least, the minute that you can do it, lock your rate. It is
In today's market, that is definitely a good step to take.
If you could have locked your rate on Monday and you waited till today.
Yeah. So anyway, we hope you found this interesting. We hope you found it helpful. If there are any other topics that you want us to talk about, just reach out to us. We would love to make that happen. If you are in the market to buy or sell, certainly reach out to us. We'd love to help you.
And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.